The internet moves fast, but few stories ignite as quickly as a rumor involving two global superstars. This week, Bruno Mars found himself at the center of online speculation after being accused of liking a comment that criticized Taylor Swift. Within hours, the narrative spiraled, until Bruno stepped in with a simple message: "Only love over here." In a brief but decisive response posted to social media, Bruno Mars shut down the controversy, emphasizing that Taylor Swift has always been supportive and kind. The clarification not only quelled tensions between fanbases but also redirected attention to what truly defines Bruno Mars in 2026, a career built on consistency, musical excellence, and an enduring influence on American pop culture. While the rumor itself may fade, the moment underscores something larger about Bruno Mars. In an era where digital missteps can damage reputations overnight, his ability to respond with clarity and maintain public trust speaks volumes. It also arrives at a time when his career is once again under the spotlight, fueled by ongoing projects, industry recognition, and a legacy that continues to evolve. Bruno Mars, born Peter Jean Hernandez, has spent over a decade shaping the sound of modern pop, R&B, and funk. From early chart-topping hits like "Just the Way You Are" to global anthems such as "Uptown Funk," his catalog has become deeply embedded in the DNA of American music. But what sets him apart is not just commercial success, it's his commitment to musical craftsmanship. In recent years, Bruno Mars has doubled down on artistry over quantity. His collaboration with Anderson .Paak under the Silk Sonic project reintroduced audiences to a rich, retro-inspired sound rooted in 1970s soul. The album, An Evening with Silk Sonic, earned critical acclaim and multiple Grammy Awards, reaffirming his position as one of the industry's most versatile performers. According to music producer and longtime collaborator Philip Lawrence, Bruno's creative process is both meticulous and deeply personal. "He doesn't release music unless it feels timeless," Lawrence said in a recent interview. Bruno is not chasing trends. He's building moments that last. That philosophy has defined his latest moves. While Bruno Mars has remained relatively selective with releases, industry insiders suggest he has been quietly working on new material that blends classic influences with modern production. Though details remain tightly guarded, anticipation is high, especially among fans who have come to expect a certain level of excellence with every project. Beyond the studio, Bruno Mars' influence extends into live performance, where he continues to set the gold standard. His Las Vegas residency has drawn sold-out crowds, showcasing not only his vocal precision but also his unmatched stage presence. Critics have praised the show as a masterclass in entertainment, blending choreography, live instrumentation, and audience engagement in a way few artists can replicate. Bruno Mars is one of the last true entertainers, said Rolling Stone critic David Brown. "He doesn't just perform songs, he creates an experience. That's something the industry is slowly losing, and he's keeping it alive." This ability to command both stage and sound has solidified his place in the upper echelon of pop culture. In the United States, Bruno Mars is more than just a musician. He is a cultural bridge, blending genres and eras to create something universally appealing. His music resonates across generations, from younger listeners discovering his hits on streaming platforms to older audiences drawn to his nostalgic influences. The recent social media controversy, while minor in the grand scheme of his career, highlights the intense scrutiny that comes with that level of influence. Every action, intentional or not, is amplified. Yet Bruno's response reflects a broader pattern in his public persona. He avoids conflict, prioritizes respect, and keeps the focus on music. Behind the scenes, those who have worked with him describe an artist who is both disciplined and deeply collaborative. Songwriters and producers often speak of marathon studio sessions, where Bruno insists on refining every detail, from vocal delivery to instrumental arrangement, until it meets his exact standards. "He's a perfectionist in the best way," said a studio engineer who requested anonymity. "There are times when a track is technically finished, but Bruno will spend hours tweaking one section because he knows it can feel better. That's the difference between a good song and a great one." That relentless pursuit of quality has paid off. Over the course of his career, Bruno Mars has accumulated numerous accolades, including multiple Grammy Awards, American Music Awards, and Billboard chart records. His ability to consistently deliver hits while maintaining artistic integrity is rare in an industry often driven by rapid output. At the same time, his influence can be seen in a new generation of artists who draw inspiration from his blend of funk, soul, and pop. From vocal styling to stage performance, elements of Bruno's approach are now echoed across the industry. It's a testament to his impact that even as trends shift, his signature sound remains relevant. The relationship between Bruno Mars and Taylor Swift, briefly thrust into the spotlight by the recent rumor, also reflects a broader dynamic within the music industry. Both artists have achieved massive success while maintaining strong connections with their audiences. Their mutual respect, as emphasized by Bruno's statement, stands in contrast to the narrative of rivalry that often dominates online discourse. In reality, the modern music landscape is less about competition and more about coexistence. Artists like Bruno Mars and Taylor Swift occupy different creative spaces, each contributing to the diversity of the industry. Moments like this serve as reminders that not every headline reflects the full story. For Bruno Mars, the focus remains forward-looking. With new music reportedly in development and continued success on stage, he shows no signs of slowing down. Industry analysts suggest that his next release could once again redefine expectations, particularly if it builds on the sonic foundation established by Silk Sonic. There's always a sense of anticipation with Bruno, said music journalist Carla Torres. You know he's not going to release something unless it's special. That creates a level of trust with the audience that very few artists have. As the dust settles from the social media buzz, what remains is a clearer picture of Bruno Mars' enduring appeal. He is an artist who understands both the power and the responsibility of his platform. He navigates controversies with composure, delivers music with precision, and connects with audiences on a deeply human level. In an industry often defined by fleeting moments, Bruno Mars continues to build a legacy rooted in longevity. His journey, from performing in Honolulu as a child to becoming one of the most recognizable names in global music, is a story of talent, discipline, and vision. Looking ahead, the question is not whether Bruno Mars will remain relevant, but how he will continue to evolve. If his past is any indication, the answer will come in the form of music that feels both familiar and new, grounded in tradition yet unmistakably modern. And in a world where headlines can change overnight, one thing remains constant: Bruno Mars is still writing his story, on his own terms, and with the world still listening. As the industry continues to evolve with the rise of short-form content and algorithm-driven hits, Bruno Mars stands apart as an artist who resists the pressure to conform. Instead of chasing virality, he focuses on longevity, crafting songs designed to be performed live, remembered emotionally, and revisited years later. That approach has quietly positioned him as a rare figure in modern music, an artist whose work ages with value rather than fading with trends. Insiders close to his recent studio sessions suggest that Bruno is exploring a broader sonic palette, potentially blending international influences with his signature funk and R&B foundation. While no official announcement has been made, whispers of collaborations with both emerging talents and established names have begun circulating, fueling speculation about what his next era might sound like. At the same time, his business acumen continues to expand behind the scenes. From strategic partnerships to ownership stakes in music ventures, Bruno Mars is increasingly shaping not just the sound of pop culture, but its infrastructure. It's a move that aligns with a growing number of artists seeking greater control over their work and legacy. Despite the constant noise of social media, moments like the recent clarification involving Taylor Swift ultimately reinforce a key truth: authenticity still matters. In a digital landscape often driven by outrage and misunderstanding, Bruno's calm, respectful response resonated far beyond the initial controversy. For fans and industry observers alike, the takeaway is clear. Bruno Mars is not just maintaining relevance, he's redefining it. And as anticipation builds for what comes next, one thing feels certain: whatever chapter he writes next won't just follow the culture. It will shape it.